Feature Friday.
The freshest. All right, so this has been sent to me.
Bit of a meme on the channel, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
The land of the best singers in the world.
And I think it has a lot of names and a lot of videos of some of the people that we're familiar with that we might have never been seen before.
Good.
So maybe names that we have never encountered before. You guys were really eager for us to check it out. And without further ado, here it is.
Yeah. I wonder how many would recognise actually.
Me too.
It was like that Christmas ad.
Oh, yeah.
Recognise quite a few of them.
The Philippines.
Female.
Category.
Okay, no, it's like a PowerPoint. Jessica Sanchez.
Chanson. Ooh, one breath. Girl.
Breathe.
This song is so freaking hard. Can we have a moment for that girl just stood there? It's sinking into her hip, giving you attitude, belting the life out of her freaking lungs. Bro,
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I've never heard of her
You
before.
saw those nights of singing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that attitude.
Oh my God. Morisste Guzman. Oh yeah, she was the runner-up, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Jason D was the winner.
I think so, yeah. I love her texture. She's so beautiful. Beauty of being an alto. Right there. Oh my god.
I know.
Julian Sanchez. H's. Girl.
I didn't know that. Wow, she packs a punch. Fuck, man. Oh, what
What a
a tease!
song. What a song. What a song. Yes. That's a money move right there. Money move.
Oh, he said.
Another beautiful alto.
Alto.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, fuck.
Was Nina who repopularized the song.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, funny
she
enough-
made it immortal after her
Here's
cover.
a tiny bit of trivia. I don't want to spoil it, but there will be something to do with Nina in the podcast on Sunday.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Now, the podcast on Sunday on Feature Friday Plus is with Morisste. And it was really interesting hearing kind of the key moments in her life where she kind of made important realizations and I guess choices that have now, dictated where her life has been. There's a bit of a connection, I guess, here.
Yeah,
I'm not
it
going to
is.
spoil it, but yeah, do tune in on Feature Friday Plus, 12 p.m.
Sunday.
UK time.
That's right. 12
Yeah.
p.m. UK time.
It
Really-
was an amazing podcast. I really had a lot of fun.
Oh, we had a great time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good stuff. But yeah, I think it was Nina who
Popularized that song, you
the
think?
song. Yeah, I know it because you guys told me. I don't know how accurate that might be. But yeah, so apparently the song was a hit in the 80s. And then kind of like forgotten a little bit through
Good
the
song.
years. And then Nina made this cover and then everybody got like, yeah.
I think right now
let's just
the
make
best
it
band I've seen a cover is Gigi the Vibes.
again. Gigi Vibes.
Gigi
the
Vibes,
Gigi
Gigi
Vibes.
the Lana, Gigi Vibes.
The Gigi vibes.
The Gigi's.
The Gigi's.
That's a nice name.
That's a cool name.
Dude, that's a good fucking drummer. That guy's so...
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, of course. Yes. Fuck yeah.
She would be my number one.
Oh, she would be my number one too. She is the coolest human alive. Look at her though, like.
But I don't think this is in order of...
I think we're talking about range.
Yeah. Insane, dude. Yeah. That shit still gives me the...
Oh, yes.
Pause.
See?
Lani.
Well,
Fuck.
damn.
Yeah, so I don't think this is in
damn.
order. I think this is just... This is 20 singers.
Numbers? Fair enough. I see.
This is 20 singers from the Philippines, from the female category.
Fair enough.
I don't think it's in like the order. Even the person maybe made it, or maybe I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't think it's like in any specific.
Because it wouldn't be like in range. Because Lani wouldn't be a 12. She'd be like top 5.
Freaking hell, I don't know. Listen,
top
I think
5,
it's just...
if not 1. Because if it's range-wise, she's probably one of the most versatile singers. Regine certainly has perhaps a
crazy range too.
And maybe even more popular from a soprano standpoint of power. Jonah would also be another one with insane range. But Morisste obviously would definitely be. But what I was gonna say with Sarah is like I really what I was so happy to discover someone like that is like from where we're from. I guess we do have this idea of pop that we had been disappointed so often.
Yeah.
And being in the live scene and seeing these guys not only from a fan perspective, but then actually having the chance to see them rehearse with them and being like opening acts for them and stuff like that. And they were pop singers. I don't want to say any names, but they sucked live. They really did. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
They were underwhelmingly bad.
Someone who really surprised us actually was Thalia. And it surprised us like 15 years later.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive performance.
And I know she was heavily coached by someone from the Philippines. And we actually know who he was as well. And it's like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
but it shows that they just don't apply that much time. Usually pop stars, at least when we were kids, that we saw, pop singers don't usually apply that much time in the craft of singing.
Yeah,
they become more of a image, a product. They're very charming. They're good performers.
And they're charismatic people, so...
But vocal pedigree, not the highest.
Exactly, so that was always like a preconception that kind of ingrained in my brain, maybe, perhaps.
Could also argue the same now. There are some great examples of great pop stars that have a great pedigree. Ariana Grande is one of them.
But I think the standards has definitely risen, though. Like in the past 5 years, I think... pop overall has really risen its standards.
But still, there's levels.
Oh, absolutely.
There's levels.
Absolutely.
And those levels don't usually translate in popularity either.
That's correct.
That's why when you see people like Adele, or you see people like Alicia Keys, Beyonce, their popularity also translates in the skill, it's mental. But then you do have other examples, which is like your garbage life. And that doesn't mean they're garbage. It just means...
They're not great live performers.
In comparison to what maybe someone who isn't as popular.
No, in comparison to their own craft in studio. That's the problem.
There you go.
Because it's not comparing them to other artists, because everybody's good in their own right.
True.
The reason why they're popular. But it's the fact that the audience then is met with a disappointing live performance.
Translation.
It's a progression of things that, it leaves people disappointed with a bitter taste in their mouths. But when in comparison to, say, for example, John Mayer, which in studio he's great, or Taylor Swift, in studio they're great, and then you see them live and you're like, God damn, that's why you pay money for their tickets, right?
But you see, like, John Mayer is like, that's like elite, pinnacle, top-notch shit.
It's because he's a musician. It's like Charlie Puth. They're like music nerds. So when they go live, that's like their playground.
It's mental what that guy can do.
In studio, they have fun, but then on live performances with an actual band, like they go nuts, because it's like Jacob Collier. Like that's their playground.
Pedigree
there you go.
of music, So That's what I mean. There's just
like
levels.
You want to pay money to see them live.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Like I have to. I know. At least in my life, I have to see them, all of those guys, at least live once.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
You know. But anyways, here's something to say as well about the Philippines. Weird enough, the most popular versions of songs, and not the studio versions,
That's
but
right.
the live arrangements.
That's good.
And now that we've discovered more very popular industries as well, that's not the case.
It's not
the studio versions are the ones that are worshipped and loved. But in the Philippines, the live versions are the ones that, when you go to a show like this, there's no post-production, there's no help.
And
sing.
I think it goes hand in hand with the television industry as well, because they really do push. They really do push the artists in the harshest of environments. Like you're watching a concert live from the commodity of your house, and they have done that for years on end. Like I think entertainment started in TV, and then they just carried that concept throughout.
Regardless of how much the Philippines evolves and how much more investment goes in, and the industry and its overall will improve, and does
Naturally
improves,
improves,
improves. Given the talent, and all these guys that are becoming super fucking famous and popular are gonna help that. They're gonna play a role for sure. I just hope that they do maintain that purist.
It's pinnacle. I think it's
So again, they're the only ones in the world that keep it.
paramount, and I think people in the Philippines, as the audience, demand that.
Yeah, mental.
So I think it's
scary.
It's huge. It's huge pressure. I would poo my pants to go perform in the Philippines, because people have such, like, the general listener has such great expectations.
No, I'll be so pumped because then I can be like, they sing,
sing.
and then it's only harmony. God.
Break into harmony, go.
You've seen this, right?
That woman, yes. She's incredible. I admire her so much. It's just baffling to watch. Of course. I mean, yes, you do.
You see what I mean?
Listen, there's just... but let's talk about the
Lani's.
versatility in Lani, because she's known for this amazing capability of singing classical as if it's like a walk in the park. She makes it look and sound absolutely effortless. It's easy, it's simple.
This is like a Feature Friday podcast packed in a video.
Understanding, yeah, literally. But the wonderful thing about her, it's the versatility in her range, the understanding of different techniques and how to be applied to accurately represent different genres. Because there's a problem, from my opinion. I don't know if that's actually a problem. It's just me in my head. But usually classical singers don't translate really well into singing soul. They don't translate really well into singing pop.
As a general rule,
it's pretty hard, because they spend their whole lives devoted to singing classical. So learning a new set of skills, it's probably easier than anybody else. But the application of those techniques and letting go of so many certain rules and a strict way of singing doesn't often translate into changing genres.
Yeah, there's many genres that don't translate to each other. Another example of that would be like having a rock drummer then play jazz the day after. You know, it given maybe even all the rehearsals and all the time, it won't sound as a purist. It might sound good, of course, and there's many examples of people that can do it, or maybe even the other way. But jazz to rock translates better. Jazz drummers to rock would translate slightly better, but rock to jazz really hard. What else would be really hard? Latin to rock is difficult.
It is. Or singing, for example, soul and then classical. It's completely different.
They don't translate as well. So it doesn't say anything to do about the skill level about the singer.
It doesn't.
It's just
that it's a harder path. It's definitely the hardest path.
Principles collide.
That's right. So to see her in different environments, in different settings, using different sets of skills, and she has complete understanding of vocal modulation, of vocal maturity, and it comes with years. Like I feel like listening to her talk and sing, it's like watching a masterclass on its own. without it being the purpose, because she understands the vocal instrument to such extent, to such detail. And then there's Leah.
Yeah, she's one of the most versatile singers I think I can at least recall.
Yeah, me too. And then there's the absolute queen. I love her so much.
Jaya! Woohoo!
I think this is just a plethora of my favorite singers just being displayed one after the other. Girl.
Only Jaya.
Only Jaya.
Could do soul that good.